What else is new? We're in Julia's kitchen. Let's make a freaking mess. Let's go. Hello there, my beautiful, beautiful friends. Welcome to another video. The video is actually going to start not tomorrow, but the next day. However, I did my big old grocery haul this evening, so that way I'm stocked up for the rest of the week and I don't have to worry about going to the grocery store at the start of this video. So we got everything laid out here. As you saw, a bunch of lovely, I've really picked a lot of green stuff. It's very green. We vibe green. Vibes a green color. Green's a good color. Anyways, I'll catch you in literally 4 seconds because, you know, YouTube allows you to time travel in time. For me, it's gonna be 2 days, but for you, 4 seconds. Isn't that freaking cool? That's pretty cool. Yeah.
This beautiful green liquid that I'm pouring into the pot is some leftover matcha that I made several days prior, needed to use. I also had some leftovers from the night before. I put some more soy sauce and some hoisin sauce on top of my leftovers, along with some sriracha as well, and then made myself a latte because, to be honest, I slept for 10.5 hours and my clock is just all messed up. I woke up at like noon. It's a long story, but I barely got any sleep the night before and I needed some sleep. I drank my latte and then later in the day, one of my roommates offered to make some lovely margaritas with some tagine as the rimmer, and we drank them all together and it was a beautiful, beautiful moment.
Cheers! No more spilling. Those are the perfect ratios. Yeah. Don't think you can walk away with that? Say when. When? That's like me with parm.
And then my other roommate made way too much chai latte and offered me some while I was sitting cozy by the fire. For dinner tonight, we are making some spaghetti sauce, chopping up some carrots, some leek, some onion, and some eggplant.
What up? You want to be in it? This is Goff.
Hi.
He has the coolest hair ever.
This is Whiskey.
This is Whiskey. Oh, look at little Whiskey. Hi, Whiskey.
This is actually really
You're YouTube famous now. How do you feel?
I was already famous.
Oh, yeah? All right, well.
It's about time.
Ego.
About time these people met me. Did I send you the video of you with the dogs yet?
No! Send me it.
This is what heaven looks like. Oh. Wow. So the more you talk to Ernie, the more you talk to Ernie, the more Whiskey will love Ernie. Oh, it's all taken away in a heartbeat. Look at you cold and alone on the floor.
I know.
Let's carry on with our dinner. I got some olive oil into a pan. I added my carrot, onion, leek, and garlic to it. Did a nice little saute, added my eggplant along with a bunch of spices. I'll put the full recipe down below, and I do have a very similar recipe to this in my cookbook, so feel free to purchase the cookbook if you desire. If not, you can just go down in the description box to find this recipe. I pushed my veggies aside and crumbled in some tofu to the pan, added some extra olive oil to it, and cooked it until it slightly turned golden brown, and then mixed everything together, adding my tomato sauce, a good splash of water, some balsamic vinaigrette dressing, or just balsamic vinaigrette. Vinegar? You know what I'm saying. Mix that all together. I added some fresh herbs. You can definitely add basil. I just only had parsley in the house, so I decided to throw some parsley in here along with some oregano and some basil, and then got my pasta going. Salt your freaking pasta water and don't be light with it, my friends. This is something that I have learned in the life of Julia. Salt your freaking pasta water and you will not regret it. I mixed my pasta in with my sauce and then served Goff up some as well because he came over and actually did me a favor. So I offered some spaghetti to him and ate my big bowl of spaghetti as well. And of course, I had to go back for seconds because honestly, it was just too freaking good to not.
We love this hair look for the morning, do we not? So, no two dogs have the same nose print, just like no two humans have the same fingerprints. How cute. Take your vitamins today, guys. And swallow them all in one go.
For breakfast today, I was feeling something a little less conventional and a little more fun. I wanted a watermelon salad, but I had pineapple, so I decided to make a pineapple salad. I've never done this before, but here's the thing. Playing around the kitchen is so freaking fun, and sometimes you literally just have to use what you have on hand to make something delicious and creative. So I chopped up half of the pineapple. I also cubed up an avocado, threw the pineapple into my bowl, threw the avocado into my bowl, and then we're going to spice it up with some chipotle powder. I added some salt. Don't be light with the salt, my friends, and some parsley as well. Honestly, freaking delicious.
Girls burp too. 10 out of 10.
After that, I was craving some mint cookies, and yes, cookies can be part of a healthy, well-balanced diet. Well-balanced is the answer, my friends. I then had a protein smoothie because I was definitely lacking some protein on this day, so I threw in a banana, some water, protein powder, a good scoop of peanut butter, and lots of ice as well. Blended that on up, and it was the dullest, most boring color smoothie ever, but truly it did taste delicious, and hemp protein powder does make everything kind of a gross color, but
experimentation in the kitchen is fun, and I encourage you to do it more often. That should be my theme song.
Thoughts on my new theme song, guys? I kind of dig it. I think it's definitely accurate to who I am and what I do here.
Bok choy, oil, and salt. Lid on.
I gotta say, most of the time I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I just really hope for the best here, and not everything I do is delicious. Sometimes things just turn out okay, and that's also okay. So I got my bok choy steamed. I had some tahini on top along with some hot sauce and some mango chutney. Oh my god, I'm just addicted to this mango chutney. I literally just needed something to put the mango chutney on, to be honest.
Ooh, ah. Excuse the greasy hair, but I have olive oil in it because it's good for it. Let's do a little taste test of this weird creation that I've never made before, and I'm very excited to try it. Oh, this is actually so good.
Something I do prioritize is my gut health. So having things like this queso drink and also my AG1 in a day just makes my poops phenomenal, to be honest.
I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to go so aggressively on that stir, but what else is new? We're in Julia's kitchen. Let's make a freaking mess. Let's go.
After having a very hot, nice shower, I got cozy, put my robe on, and made myself a relaxed dinner, chopping up some dill, parsley, cucumber, obviously, as you saw, and we're going to juice some lemons. Juice a quarter of a lemon. Add our cooked quinoa to a bowl along with our herbs, our lemon juice, Dijon mustard, and I also have this leftover cashew cream sauce from a pasta recipe, I believe, that I made in a what I eat in a day video. And for some spice, I minced up some jalapeno, threw my cucumber in there along with some kale, some more cashew cream sauce, mixed everything on up, and just enjoyed a simple, delicious dinner.
Hey Ernie, you want some of my food? So I do want to talk a little bit more intimately about this subject that is my title, which is how I maintain my weight. But first things first, I want to emphasize this. It's how I maintain my weight. This is not how you should do anything. This is not how you should live. This is not how anyone should be besides me, because this is my body, this is my life, this is my authenticity. And I just want to share this to really just encourage you to find balance within your own life, within your personal life, and really just show how valuable it is to live in my authentic truth and inspire you to hopefully live in your authentic truth. So I do have a few things written out that I just want to make sure that I touch on, so let's get into it. One thing that I've learned and really embodied is there is no magic workout, magic food, magic drink, or anything in this world that will help you maintain your weight, help you lose weight or gain weight. To know this is to kind of be free of any external sources telling you that there is this one thing that's really changed my life, this one thing that has been the be-all end-all. And honestly, fuck anyone that says that there is, because the reality is there really isn't a magic anything that'll help you look a certain way. 2, I allow my body to talk to me. I listen to my body is what that really means. I listen to what I'm craving, and with the knowledge that I have, I look at those cravings and see what I actually need to put into my body. This isn't me trying to restrict anything, this isn't me trying to hold back on anything, but for instance, if I'm, craving a lot of salty things, maybe my body needs a little extra protein that day. So to listen to these cues and fuel my body accordingly is really, really important. Number 3, I live a life that's authentic to me. I don't see anything wrong with having a drink or two, going out with a friend, going out to eat, and just living a fun life. With that said, I like to find balance within that. So if ever these things start to consume me and all I want to do is have a drink, eat lots of sweets, or go out to eat and blah, 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 I ask myself why? What is it about these things that are so appealing to me right now? And from there, I can see how I'm feeling and then find more balance within that. Number 4 is I've learned to listen to my hunger cues. There's nothing wrong with eating for enjoyment, and I think that's actually really fun and important, and an awesome way to live your life is to consume food for enjoyment sometimes, simply for the pure pleasure of having something delicious in your mouth. However, it is important to know when to stop. And with that being said, again, this is how I live. Not everything I create online is for everybody. So please take that into consideration, but at the same time, learning your hunger cues and learning when to stop, but also knowing that it's okay to have a piece of chocolate or, have a glass of wine, like whatever the case may be. For pure enjoyment is also totally okay and a beautiful balance to your life as well. Number 5 is the majority of the time I eat nourishing foods. I eat fresh foods that make my body feel good. And I prioritize spending my money on things that are nourishing for my body. And with that being said, to add on top of that, because I consume a lot of fresh, nourishing foods, my body craves those things as well. So the more freshness you consume, the more your body craves those things too. It does not mean that I don't enjoy sweets or a bag of chips or whatever, and I don't crave those things. I obviously do. I'm a human being and those things taste delicious. But my body loves how I feel when I eat those fresh foods, and therefore I start to crave them as enjoyment as well. Number 6 is I like to bake or cook with healthy alternatives. And I really want to stress that this does not mean I am fearful of foods or I restrict myself, or I won't have the other option if it's available to me, or someone invites me over for dinner and that's what they're feeding me. Like, I'm not fearful of the quote-unquote not healthy alternative. To add an example of this is if I bake a loaf of banana bread. I know that this banana bread is only going to last in the house for 3 to 5 days before it starts to go stale and yucky. I am going to eat that entire loaf of banana bread within 3 to 5 days. So if I add some nourishing aspects to this banana bread, I know that for those 3 to 5 days, I'm not run down or groggy, and I'm not putting something in my body that doesn't make my body feel good for like a week or so. And this does not mean that I don't make it enjoyable for me and taste delicious, but I want to prioritize how I feel. Number 7 is I prioritize how I feel and my mental health. My mental health is the reason that I eat nourishing foods and exercise, because when I don't feel good personally. Like many of you, I have anxiety and I fall into depressive states. And when I don't feel my body, that is way, way, way more likely to happen. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be anxious. And therefore, I want to make sure that I'm giving my body the best opportunity to feel its best. Number 8, movement is important. It makes me feel good. It gets my endorphins going, and moving my body, moving my amazing, unique body that has all of these beautiful capabilities in this world is absolutely amazing. But at the same time, I don't have a regimen. I don't have an exercise plan. I don't follow a plan, and I don't put stress on myself. I move in ways that feel good to me. So whether that's going for a hike with a friend, or going to the rock climbing gym, or just going to a yoga class, doing some yoga by myself in the morning, going for a walk by myself, or putting on some music and dancing, I find little spurts and little opportunities of movement throughout my day. And I also just think it's so beautiful that I have the opportunity. I have all of my limbs that work, my heart is pumping, my lungs are good, and I have the opportunity to move my young body as well. And I encourage people to move their bodies for the pure reason that you can. So let's get on with the video.
After my workout by Sydney Cummings, freaking love Sydney Cummings, and if you have never done a workout with her, I highly recommend her. She's so encouraging and loving and fun, and she just makes you feel like she's right there with you. And I really think that that's such a beautiful thing about doing an online workout. And I also want to say she doesn't make you feel bad about yourself, which I feel like there's a lot of YouTube trainers that just kind of make you feel like shit about yourself, to be completely honest. So anyways, 10 out of 10 for Sydney Cummings. Love her. Make myself a Americano, and then I browned some tofu in a pan with some olive oil, gave it a good sprinkle of salt for some seasoning, and let's build our sandwich with 2 slices of bread, obviously. We're going to add some miso to one side for that umami-ness, half of an avocado nicely spread out, some hummus to the other side along with some Dijon mustard. I'm gonna add some kale to the sandwich along with some fresh dill, our brown tofu, and of course we can't forget about the cucumber that I almost forgot about. These have been my go-to energy bar for a couple months now, and I really do enjoy them. I'll put the link on screen and also down in the description box for you to give them a try. They're made in Montreal, which I love because I'm a Canadian gal. As a snack, I chopped up some pineapple, threw that into a bowl, and while I was cooking, I just munched on that. Chopped it up, some potatoes, some sweet potato, and we're going to throw everything into a pan and season it really, really well with some curry powder, some salt, and some other deliciousness. And I actually lost the clip of me seasoning this pan of veggies, but I'll leave all of the seasonings that I use down in the description box, so that way you can recreate this either with the exact same veggies or whatever array of veggies your heart desires. I also chopped up a bunch of ginger and a bunch of garlic as well to add lots of freshness to it. And the plan is to just make some rice, or use some leftover rice I should say, and make a creamy sauce to go on top. So we sort of mortared and pestled some fresh herbs, added some lemon juice, some salt, tahini, garlic powder, onion powder, mixing that up, adding a little bit of water as well, and just a touch of maple syrup to kind of even out the flavor. Once we got our rice in our bowl, our leftover rice, I added my veggies on top once they were finished cooking, along with my creamy dressing. And this may not look super special, but it really was delicious, and it wasn't too hard to make either. And sometimes that is exactly what you need in your life. The next morning, I made me and my roommate a matcha, and we just sat and talked on the couch and chilled by the fire, which was just a blessing. I then met up with a friend that I met before going back home. So we went out for brunch and I munched on a big bowl. I completely forgot to record it before I started eating it because I was just distracted by her company. And then me, her, and her boyfriend went for a hike and went to a little secret sauna around where I live, which is really freaking cool. It's just like a sauna in the middle of the fucking forest. And then we went out to grab a bite to eat, have a warm drink. I personally had some mulled wine and a big old sandwich. And then when I got home, I wasn't super hungry, so all I did was fry up some fruit, which may seem weird, but I added some coconut oil to my pan along with my leftover pineapple, some mango, cinnamon, a touch of cayenne, and I salted it as well. Let it do its thing until it was nice and caramelized, and then served it up.
Oh my god, I'm still recording. Honestly, this is the end of the video. Thank you guys for joining me, and cheers to you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your damn day because you always deserve it, and I love you. See you in the next one. Mwah!